last podcast. In today's podcast, we're going to be talking about, are you aiding and abetting a myth? Let's get started. So we're going to embark upon a journey through the world of a myth and debunk them to help you avoid falling into the myth trap. First, let's take a minute to talk about what a myth is. An entrepreneurial myth or a myth is an assumption that anyone can succeed at business with desire, some capital, projected a targeted profit. This sounds great, but it's just not realistic. Think of starting a business as a marathon. We always said it is a marathon, not a sprint, but it seems like the younger generation, because there is so much social media, so much things flowing, that people are thinking in 15 minutes I can be a billionaire. Well, yes, if you play at the lottery, great, but not gonna happen if you start a business. You have to be realistic. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Sure, everyone starts out of the gate at record pace, but after a few miles, people start slowing and some dropped out entirely. Building a successful business takes stamina and agility. The reality is that there are many different facets to a successful business, and none of them can be ignored if you plan to find success. Let's take a minute to talk about entrepreneurial seizure. This defines the roller coaster of emotions that comes with starting, nurturing, and the potential failure of a business. The emotions that occur in order are exhilaration, exhaustion, despair, sense of self, loss. This is usually caused by the myths and assumptions we talked about. You can get your hopes so high, an instant success than even the smallest lag, and you are sent into an emotional tailspin, a spiral basically. This is also brought on by the stark realization that you can't do it all and will need help in the areas where you don't have the knowledge. Again, you built a team. Now, faced with limited choice, you may feel like you need to back out and hide, but don't do this. Yes, because what you gotta do is to use our guided tour. But first, let's talk about the desires, the capital. Because when you got an idea, and that's what I love actually, is the idea, then we've got what do you have as an idea of a product or a service. Put it down on paper, see if it's feasible. Now you have to raise the capital, and a lot of people don't understand. And I talk with a lot of financial people. You can start your business with zero money down. Yes, it's feasible. Or if you don't have the capital, start to write grants. Yes, you have a network of government or angels grants, then you can apply. Now, when you write your grants, you need to understand one thing, and that's what something people need to know, is that grants are not for vacation or a fur coat or a fake one, I should say. It is for specific things in your business. So you might be able to write maybe 6, 7, maybe 10 different grants for specific things you need. Maybe you need to buy some computers. Maybe you need to rent a building. Maybe you need some equipment of some sort. Maybe you need to pay salaries and hire people. Grants are there for that. Now there is a process to also follow for the grants, because a lot of people don't realize that those amount of money, that money come with strings attached. It's not free money, then you do whatever you want. So you're gonna have to report it at the end. What did you do with that money? So if you follow how to be compliant with it and follow through, then you're fine. If you don't, then you could be paying back the money plus interest. But let's say you follow that, you got the capital. Now you projected a target profit. Now you need to be realistic about that target, because you can go and say, well, I'm going to make $1 million in 6 months. Okay, good. If you got a product that can sell off the shelf like cakes, why not? But most of them, you're going to need a marketing. You're going to need a lot of things to get the buzz going. Okay? Now, do you have enough to produce that? Because if you don't have enough to produce the item, then you're going to be stuck. The other thing too is to be innovative. What's next? Again, we call it the Harvard mentality, which is I'm going to go and do a quick profit. I'm going to make those quick profits. I'm going to go and run to the next one and the next one and the next one. Now, for me, when you do business, you get two ways. You can go the quick way and you can go the marathon way, which takes a little longer because you need to attract the people and you need to be innovative. You need to do it a way that is sustainable for a long time, because you don't want a business that just got one thing and everybody's going to come and run and gone. You want something that stick. Look at Apple. They have their iPhone. They did a different variation of the iPhone. One is $1,000, one is $400 or $500 or something like that. They did different size. They have different options, different experience. Now you're looking at every single of their product. People come by over and over to purchase them. Now, you have to realize that not everyone is going to be upgrading their phone, their laptop, their iPad, their tablets every year. Okay? Maybe 2, 3, 4 years. So you need some product in between. I was working a long time ago for another company that did some stuff that was basically guaranteed for 10 years. So for 10 years, they didn't have to replace anything. Well, you have to think about things that you need in meantime. Other product. Because, if you can solve a problem for somebody for a few years, then you need something else to go with it. That's where innovation comes along the way. See? Innovation. Think about it. So when you got all of this, then you can be successful at what you need. But here's the other thing too. As an entrepreneur, you are going to be put through the ringer. Yes. And a lot of people don't realize that. It's like, well, if I'm looking at such and such, they're doing so good. They're looking good. They feel very confident. They're living very well. Well, yes, they do. But at the beginning or in the middle, because, it fluctuates when you have a business, then you're going to go through different emotions. You're going to be so excited at the beginning. It's going to be awesome. It's like, oh my God, I finally created my company. I finally have a name. I finally going to do something that I really wanted to do for a very long time, which is fantastic. Nothing wrong about it. However, this can turn very quickly to, oh boy, I cannot do it by myself. So now you're going to be exhausted because you're going to be wearing multiple hats. There are things you're not going to know. And it's very, difficult, very challenging every day. It's not like a walk in a park for some of us. It's challenging. That's what happened. And then we can be making some projection, but maybe the sales are not coming right away because people need to know who you are. It takes time. This takes time to have a reputation. It takes time for your brand reputation, brand recognition as well. Not everything is on a high speed level. Again, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So when you have a sense where at the end of the day you don't know if you made the right choice, you're becoming, doubtful of what you have done. That makes it even more challenging. So you have to realize that through all of this, well, you can walk on the pace you need to be, but it doesn't mean that you have to lose everything. It doesn't mean that everything's going to go to waste. But you have to understand this is a fluctuation and a change in who you are. Changing who you truly are. That to me is one of the most precious things in the world, because a lot of people don't realize that at all. So be open to understand how things work. Be open to realize that I need help and find the right help to support you, because maybe you don't know all of the stuff you have to do for your accounting. department. Maybe you need somebody who can help you with social media. Maybe you need somebody who can answer all of your orders, to be customer service. Maybe you need somebody to help you to set up a plan and follow the milestone, follow the trails. So that's what it's so interesting. So be open to all of this and realize that, okay, that's what I should be doing. That's what is so essential and important. So transforming who we truly are is really opening ourselves up to that transformation, to be uncomfortable where we are, but controlling and staying centered. Keep your eyes on the prize. It may sound a little bit difficult at times, but keep your eyes on the prize. It is absolutely amazing to see how we can transform ourselves. It's absolutely amazing how we can live the life of 1,000. It is absolutely amazing to see that our collaboration is a work of love. It's a labor of love. And that's why we need to push ourselves, you know. And we always said there is businesses within the 5 years who will close their door because of the lack of understanding how to run it, because it has to be an education, being able to be coachable, being able to see that, okay, I got a plan, but I have to learn to navigate where we are right now. As I said, the buyer's journey has changed and evolved. We should not be chasing after the customer, but the customer and our client and the prospect should be chasing after us. There is a way to do it. There is the right way and there is the desperate way. There is the way that we think we know, but as we're going into the process, we're starting to realize that things are changing and evolving. Things are moving to a better place. Things are where they need to be at some point, but we need to be able to really open ourselves up and embrace that journey of 1,000, the transformation. And so is our business. So when you're flexible to understand all of this, when you understand that, wow, the entrepreneurial seizure can happen, the roller coaster of emotion will always be there, because remember, you decided to have your own business. That means you're not in control of the outer conditions anymore. You can try, but you're going to waste your time. That's where the emotion is part of it and comes in. That's not what you want. But you got to be able to open yourself up and just say, okay, I need to take a breather. I believe in what I do. I believe in the product. I believe that I can do it. Then keep your eyes on the prize and surround yourself with the right people. That's the key. Surround yourself with the right people. So the transformation we're going, the life of 1,000, everything we're going through is the key. Keep your eyes on the prize. You know, so learn to grow and mature. And if things don't work right away, adjust. Okay? It doesn't mean it's the end of the world. It's adjusting, shifting, switching. That's what you got to do. Shift. Learn that everything you're doing is for the best. So we are in a good space, and we'll figure it out as we go along. That's the key. We'll figure it out as we go along. But if you're limited on something, there is always help. Always somebody that's going to be around you that's going to bring you what you need. Okay? But you need to realize this is a marathon. And that's what most people, and if you're listening to the podcast I do is on my business breakthrough, listen to the others business owners. They never said it was roses and bonbons, but they believe in themselves. They believe in their product and find a way to go above the challenges. That's what it's all about. Find a way to go above run above the challenges. That's what it's all about. So, up to you guys to decide what you want to do. But are you aiding and abetting a myth? Are you really understanding, are you really understanding that desire, capital, and projected target is not everything. It is not everything. And when you start a business and you have the understanding of studying your foundation, running your operation right, doing the marketing right, having a right website, being able to understand how the cycle works in retail, in what you're doing, will help you into the next step. So this was our podcast for today. This is the last podcast of the week. Yeehaw! I have no idea what we're going to be talking about it next week. Who knows? But I'm sure we're ready for something even more fun. If you have any comments or would like to schedule an appointment with me, you can go on www.edg-associate.com. You can schedule something with me. Any comments, you can get me out there. Otherwise, you can connect with me on social media or on Alignable as well. Actually, I'm going to talk about Alignable because I am now an ambassador, and it's a great place and platform to connect with people, especially with business owners, being able to do some great networking and exchanging ideas and helping and supporting each other. This is what I love. So if you're not part of an Alignable, it's free, by the way, FYI, and I will be doing some live networking event online for people, and also posting some great blogs and doing some classes as well, because that's what we like to do, spending an hour with me and having fun. So all my love, guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye now. Emma's Universe Podcast.